Hi, everyone. Hello, I'm back. Welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. How are you guys doing? Happy Friday. I said that earlier. I'm saying it again. It's after 5 o'clock for those who are getting off. Happy Friday. And thank you all for being here. Thank you for showing up here. Subscribe to the channel so that you know when I'm here. Normally, I just do one video per day, but I want to make up for yesterday. Um, lot of stuff I had to take care of, and by the time I got in, it was really too late to do a video. But I'm here again today. This is going to be part two, like a continuation of the first video that I did about 5 hours ago. So you can watch that first and then tune into this one. Um, so I hope you guys had a great week, a great day, and let's relax and enjoy the weekend. So, the topic of discussion here today, once again, is going to be part two of always be part of the solution and never the problem. And this is part two as a continuation as to what I did earlier. Guys, it is so important never to allow anyone or anything to distract you from self care and taking care of yourself is self investment and self care. That is so important. Never allow anyone to throw a monkey wrench into your healing and self care so that they can come into the picture and bring toxicity. And I'm just talking a lot here from experience. As I said, I always say that life is a journey and it's full of lessons. And if we don't learn them, we have to repeat them. And I'm done with repeating lessons because, as I always say, once they come back around, it's worse than ever. A different person, situation, and circumstances, but the same lesson. And it's worse than ever because we didn't learn it the first time around. And as that's will then again, it's worse than ever. So I try to learn them as, you know, soon as I can, as quickly as I can. So never, like I said, never allow anyone to talk you out of your self care and self investment. And when I talk about self care and self investment, I'm talking about our mental and physical health because the world we live in today is full of chaos, toxicity, and spending mostly on misery. And it's easy to allow ourselves to succumb to toxicity and problems and feel overwhelmed. Sometimes what happens is that, we feel so much anguish and that we start to fall into a place of despair. And when once a person starts to slip into despair, they start to lose hope. And you never want to lose hope, especially within yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself and love on you, how do you expect anybody else to? And more importantly, how do you expect to if you don't heal the inner wounds and trauma and things that have affected your life, if you don't heal those things, then how are you going to take care of yourself or anybody else or anything around you? So self care is so important, people. And don't allow anyone to distract you from it. This is why I always talk about setting boundaries with other people because sometimes you need to be alone and it's okay to be alone, you know. And alone sometimes, like, may mean, like, maybe not be, I'm just talking from my point of view, um, taking a break from relationships for a while, taking a break from things, and I did that for, let's see, took a break for a long time. It's been a while because I needed to be in a better place in life. Because how can I give to someone else if I don't take care of me? If I don't love me, how can I love and give to somebody else? It's important, people, that we love ourselves and put ourselves first. And even if you have to take yourself out of the equation for a little bit to work on yourself, that's fine. Because when you come back, your comeback is going to be greater than ever. Because as you do that, you look at why things are happening. And I had a chance to sit down, especially during the shutdown, people, and see why certain things was happening. Because as I said in a prior video earlier today, that when my mom died, especially after my dog, I had these trigger moments of grief that would just come upon me. It felt so bipolar to me. And I've never felt that before. And I started to research these trigger grief moments, why they happen, etc., so that I can educate myself and learn about it, and then learn ways on how to, deal with it, and then to try to get myself in a better place as I am today. I still have those moments of grief, especially like I said on Sundays. It's hard because I always had that conversation, that end of the week conversation with mom, and we would, be talking for a while. And I don't have that anymore. And it bothers me, because it's my parents. My dad died 2 years before I had my son. Um, and my mom, it was just so difficult. So people, if you have parents who are alive, cherish them, check up on them, spend time with them, because one day they won't be here, and just share memories with them. Excuse me, I'm double tongued here today. My grandparents, especially my grandmother, I miss a lot as well. Just spending time on the porch with her. I remember, and she was cutting, what they snapped the beans and put them in a pot, and we would sit on the porch together, watch the sun go down while the radio was on. So a lot of songs from the 70s and 80s when they play on the radio, reminds me of my grandmother, and just, I miss all of that because they're no longer here. They were the matriarchs of the family. And just what I do is keep their memory alive by always storytelling of what they meant to me and what they gave to me, and and how it affected my life, for the better. So guys, other ways you can heal is to just take time out and do things that you like. If you um, spend like an hour or two a day doing what you like, taking care of yourself, do that. If that means going to the hairdresser, if that means getting your nails done. I don't have any nails because I bite them so much, so I don't do the nails thing, or a pedicure, or a massage, things that make you feel good about yourself. And as you do that, and self-care, those things are self-care as well, besides therapy. Buying that nice dress, that nice blouse, and for guys who watch me, that nice shirt, you know doing things that make you feel, good, that uplift your spirit, and things that add to your, you know, um, healing. Because it's important to do that. Take a walk out in nature, go to the beach. I went to the movies, I haven't done that in a long time. And I did that a couple of days ago, and went and watched the movie, enjoyed it for the most part. Just get out in nature, do things. And if, so that you don't spend too much time in a house, because sometimes it can lead to depression, too much of anything, so don't isolate yourself too much. Get out, do things, um, and keep your spirits high, because we live in a world today that's spinning mostly on misery. And you turn on the news, it's always some toxicity or negative stuff taking place. Um, and try to keep your environment toxic free as much as possible. That's what I'm doing. Besides setting boundaries, and I've already did the cutoff, block, and delete, um, just keeping my environment toxic free, because sometimes the past will try to come back and sneak in there. And it's like, no, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. Cut off, block, and delete. And I would do whatever's necessary to protect my peace, especially now as I start to experience inner peace. It's been a hard journey, guys, because as I said um, before, that, cutting off people, especially people that I've known most of my life. But my peace is better than for me to be in pieces or despair, and if anything is distracting my peace, I am going to remove it. I'm going to set boundaries, and then I'm going to eventually remove it from my life, because I can't afford to be in toxic situations. Self-care is my priority right now, and it's important that we love ourselves. It doesn't matter what people tell you, oh, you're being conceited or whatever. No, you're supposed to love you. I'm not talking about being in love with you. You're supposed to love yourself, because how do you expect anyone else to love you if you don't love you? And when you love yourself, you self care, you're going to take care of yourself. Everything about yourself, you're going to take care of yourself. Exercise. You're going to exercise, you're going to eat properly, you're going to start doing these things as you start to heal, because you're going to not only self care in certain ways, but self growth. You're going to take care of your hygiene, everything about you, you're going to take care of, as you start to heal. Strive for inner peace. That's so important, because as I get closer to inner peace, and just having that peace, I'm unbothered about the BS and drama that others have going on, because I have dealt with that the first part of my life. That this part, I don't want any part of anything toxic. And like I said before, it's not about having a disagreement or argument or anything like that. It's just about people who love drama and gossip and toxicity and chaos. I don't want any of that around me. And I'm determined not to have it around me. And that's why I always start with setting boundaries. Surround yourself with people who genuinely care about you, people who want to see you win, instead of people who are envious and jealous of you and always looking for some trouble or negativity. you know Even though sometimes it does get a little lonely or whatever, but I'm building new beginnings, meeting new people, getting out and doing things in a different community, a different environment than the toxic one that I was in. And it took a lot of strength, courage, leaping over challenges, and more importantly, prayer and meditation with God. Staying in prayer and meditation with God continuously. And not only just asking him for things, but claiming things in the name of Jesus, so that I can move forward. And as I took steps, God was behind the scenes taking 2, 3, and 4 steps on my behalf. Because I'm not out there trying to hurt somebody, trying to set them up for failure or any of that, and I'm just striving for peace and being a better person and taking care of myself. And then also paying it forward to help other people. Because, like I said, we're in a world today where people just are just toxic, care about themselves. They're not, concerned about anybody else. If they can use you and get what they want out of you, you know, I keep myself away from that. I see it for what it is, and I no longer think the way I used to, that, oh, I can help that person change for the better. And like I realized today, if that person has to have a desire to change and to heal and to do better. If they don't, there's nothing you, me, or anybody else can do, not even God, because that person has to have that desire, motivation to change for the better. Otherwise, there's nothing we can do but leave them where they are. And that's what I choose to do, so that I can move forward. And it's important to forgive people, and forgiveness is not really for them. Forgiveness is so that we can move on, so that we don't get stuck. Because when you don't forgive people, it is true that they take the power, they hold your power. when you can't forgive. So I forgive them. It doesn't mean reconciling. I would never do that. But I forgive them so that I can move on, so that I can have peace, so that I can keep self caring and growing and evolving, you know. And that's how that works, you know. And so I want you guys to share these messages with other people because sometimes people get overwhelmed with the problems and situations they have in life, and they feel like they don't have a support system. And some people don't have a physical support system, and they may get overwhelmed and in a place of despair where they feel like they have nobody, nobody cares. And that's not the case at all. Please invite people like that and others to this channel because, like I said before, some people don't talk about the problems and situations openly that they're going through. Maybe they're embarrassed, or maybe they just are not those type of people to talk about their problems. But they can always come on this channel, hear the things I've gone through and how I've gotten through these challenges, and maybe something that I say here can help them with their situation so that they can never stay in a place of despair. It's important that we pay it forward and help others. That help us to grow and evolve as well. That's the message today, guys. And I hope these messages are helping you. Know that I'm not a therapist or a social worker. I'm someone who's sharing on how I got through these problems of grief and inner childhood wounds and trauma, and perhaps something that I say here can help you as well. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, because we're going to talk about all different type of things on this on this channel. All these things lead to why we need to heal and why we need to keep self-caring. That's so important so that we stay in a place of peace and never in a place of pieces. Thank you all for being here. Happy Friday to you again. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll be back on Monday. Subscribe to the channel so that you will always get a notification as to when I'm on, because I can never give you a specific time due to my schedule. And enjoy your weekend, guys. Do something uplifting. Thank you again, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Bye for now.